in order to deliver your fruit to market, you need a packhouse, you need a cool store. Invicta has the only packhouse and cool store in the region, so that places us at a competitive advantage to other growers in the region.
We do have a reputation for high quality. We have access to amazing fertile soils, very good irrigation water supplies for production, and experienced management to run the business.
Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. Welcome to another engaging episode in our executive interview series. Today we have the privilege of speaking with James Anderson, the Managing Director, and Derek Hopkins, the Executive Chairman of Agrivita Invicta Limited Partnership, a large-scale pith fruit business positioned to capitalize on the growing global demand for premium apples. So gentlemen, it's great for you to join us. Now Derek, let's start with you. So for our audience, can you give us an overview of Invicta, and can you also tell us what inspired the creation of this large-scale pith fruit business?
Thank you very much. The opportunity to purchase an established high quality apple and pear production orchard in South Canterbury, New Zealand, where we recognised opportunities for increasing export production of premium high value apple and pear varieties, and recognising that there was scope for increased production in the existing orchard and scope for further development.
Amazing. That really sounds very fascinating. Now, moving on, how does Invicta actually plan to capitalize on the projected growth in the global apple market and the increasing demand for high quality, sustainably grown apples?
Well, New Zealand has a very attractive opportunity in global markets that we're counter-seasonal to Northern Hemisphere markets where our export produce goes, North America, Europe, Asian markets of China and Southeast Asia over time. So the ability to export increased volumes to those markets exists, and New Zealand has a reputation for high quality apple production. So we're about really exploiting those advantages.
Amazing. I have to say that's indeed very impressive. Now, can you tell us what sets Invicta apart from other apple producers globally, and how do you leverage New Zealand's renowned reputation for producing premium apples?
Well, as I noted earlier, we do have a reputation for high quality agricultural production in New Zealand. In the locality of South Canterbury, where the Invicta project is, we have access to amazing fertile soils, very good irrigation water supplies for production, and experienced management to run the business. And Invicta, of course, also has a packing and cool store complex as part of the business, and the ability to control the quality right through from growing to packing and dispatch to export markets.
Wonderful. Excellent points there, Derek. Now let's talk about the numbers. So can you walk us through the financial projections for Invicta, particularly the projected revenue of $9.1 million by year 5? And can you also explain the factors that are driving these projections?
Yes. Well, Invicta is an established orchard operation. There's been a lot of development and planting of premium varieties over recent years. Those crops are still to reach full production. There's significant upside in production available for export, and revenues will increase as those crops reach maturity over the next few years, and in addition, further development of new orchard plantings will enhance the revenues over time.
Amazing. I'm sure that's quite encouraging for the investors watching this interview. Thank you, Derek, for those insightful responses. Now we will be moving on to our next speaker. Okay, now let's turn to our next guest, James Anderson, the Managing Director of Agrivita Invicta Limited Partnership. Now, James, before we jump into the rest of the questions that I have for you, can you first tell us what was the inspiration behind setting up Invicta?
Well, firstly, thank you for having me here this morning. I guess agriculture is a really exciting space to be in. We've got world population forecast to reach nearly 10 billion people by 2050. Food production needs to increase by 70% to meet the demand for nutritional, sustainably grown fruit. And so it places agriculture in a really unique proposition where you've got a guaranteed increased demand for your product over time, and coupled with that, you've got increasing challenges worldwide, be it climate change and so on, where effectively there's potentially a decrease in the competition for their supply.
Absolutely. Now, continuing our conversation that I was having with Derek about the numbers. So, with a projected IRR of 15.1% and dividend yield of 14.9%, can you discuss the strategies that you have in place to achieve these the impressive returns, and how do you actually plan to maintain them over time?
Right. Well, the key is diversification. So we're going to have diversification both in the varietal mix, different pit fruit, apples, pears. These different varieties have different market opportunities, be it North America for Honeycrisp, Royal Gala into Asia, Peekaboo Pear and also into China and Asia, Southeast Asia, Red Delicious into the subcontinent, or Brabant into Europe. So you get diversification through that. So that helps take out a bit of volatility in market prices as well. The other key thing here is for us is around ensuring we are using modern intensive production systems that help to even out the production risk as well.
Amazing, very impressive indeed. Now, the Packhouse and cold store facility are described as a jewel in the crown of Invicta. So, can you tell us how do these facilities actually enhance your operational capabilities and market responsiveness?
Well, it's a jewel in the crown because it really is. It's a barrier to entry. In order to deliver your fruit to market, you need a packhouse, you need a cool store. Invicta has the only packhouse and cool store in the region, so that places us at a competitive advantage to other growers in the region. But also, just as importantly, it helps us maintain control of the product all the way through to market. We're not giving it to anybody else to manage on our behalf. We will manage the fruit all the way through to market, which is very important.
Yeah, definitely. Very key points there. Now, Invicta has established trials in stone fruit and kiwi fruit, and you are also considering further diversification into hops and berries. So,
Correct.
how do these diversification efforts actually contribute to the business's growth and risk management strategy?
It's more around risk management than anything. You're dealing with horticulture, you're dealing with agriculture, you're dealing with environmental risk or climatic risk, and you're dealing with market risk. So the more varieties we have, we're spreading that risk as well. We're spreading the risk between markets, and we're spreading the risk between domestic and export opportunities. But it's about utilising the skill set we have. We've got a very experienced management team. They can apply, it's the same underlying skill set that we can apply to apples and pears, that we can apply to berries and so on. But it also spreads out the labour requirement. So rather than having a very peaky demand for labour, if we just stick with one type of product, if by having multiple horticultural products, you can spread out that labour requirement, which makes it more attractive from an employment point of view and an employee point of view.
So now, for potential investors watching this interview, what would you say are the top 3 reasons that they should consider investing in Invicta?
Look, firstly, that this is an investment in real-world assets. It's an investment producing tangible goods, being apples, pears, and the potential to diversify. The opportunity is also we've got an integrated system where we've got vertical integration, we've got control from the production right through to the market.
Amazing. That's wonderful, James. It was such an insightful discussion with both you and Derek. And for our viewers watching this interview, if you would like to get in touch with the team, please see the details at the side of the screen or in the description of this video. Once again, I would like to thank you both
Thank
for
you.
joining me in this interview.
Thank you.
Thank you.